Okay guys, we're in the Burlington location here, and when I heard that Panasonic was gonna announce a 100mm macro, I'm thinking like that Canon 100mm macro, the L series lens. I was thinking that size, that weight, that's gonna be a great addition to the lineup. That's not what was actually released. We get a 1-to-1 100mm macro, but in the same size as all the other primes that they have in their lineup, that 1.8 kind of lineup. And that is fantastic. So I had to call Umar, our Panasonic rep. Let's bring him in. Let's shoot something kind of interesting. And Umar, tell us what's going on with this lens and what should we know?
So I want to start by saying our 100mm macro is the world's smallest and lightest micro you can buy, in the market right now. Not only that, as you said, it gives you true 1-to-1 image magnification. On top of that, you get closing macro distance of up to 20.4 centimeters, so you can get really close to the subject, whatever you're photographing or
Taking
filming.
videos.
Yeah, exactly. And then you also get nice knobs on the lens, so that gives you different increments, so you can control your depth of field, like how close, or if you want to maximize the lens to full depth of field, like full range, you can do so.
And it would make the lens focus faster by choosing the specific area you're trying to.
Exactly. Okay. So if you're like in the 0.5 to 0.204 meters range, so it's just gonna lock it within that range. So that's like really close macro work.
Gotcha.
On top of that, this lens, as you can see, the size,
So small.
even though it's like small, but this lens still has 3 spherical lens design elements, built in, so that gives you the optimal image quality and bokeh you can achieve with this lens. On top of that, lastly, I would want to mention that this lens has our dual phase linear motor, so that's exclusive to our Panasonic tech. What that gives you is you don't get any focus breathing with that. So that's a really good addition for like any kind of video work you're doing. Like if you're pulling focus manually, it gives you that precise, like smooth focus transition with that.
Talk to us about the aperture on this lens, because all the other prime lenses are 1.8. What is the aperture on this lens?
As you said, our other S-series lenses are 1.8, and our 100 is 2.8.
So it's the only one.
That's the only one. And as you know, we already have 18, 24, 35, 50, 85 millimeter, and now that's 100 millimeter, in addition to all other S-prime lenses.
Very cool. And one feature that I absolutely love about this lens and all of the S-series kind of lenses in Panasonic's lineup is that the filter thread is all one size, right? So it's 67 millimeters. So if you're looking for additional accessories, 67 millimeters across all the lenses will cover you. I like, NDs, the new mist filters that we have in store. These are excellent accessories to add into the sale when you're looking at any kind of lens like this. Now, Umar, I called a friend. I was like, I have this new macro lens that we're gonna get hands-on with, and I wanna kind of do something interesting with it. In previous, unboxing and overview videos, we were photographing an $800,000 Bugatti watch. We gotta do something pretty cool, especially because this is true 1-to-1. Let's find some tiny objects that are kind of interesting and photograph them. Maybe we'll take some video as well. So I called up at my jeweler friend, and she's gonna let us photograph some rubies, some diamonds, some all sorts of little interesting stones with weird little inclusions on them. You guys are gonna see all about it
fun to
right
film
now. So I'm gonna take you there, Umar.
Let's go.
Let's head out.
Thank you. Let's go.
Hey, I'm Kat Wilkinson from Modern Love Jewelry. You're visiting my studio today in beautiful downtown Burlington. I am a custom jeweler. I visit with my clients here in my wee little space to discuss one-on-one with them what they're looking to have built, or perhaps they have an heirloom piece they're looking to have remade. And that comes from my 22-year-long career and passion for gemstones and jewelry. I started in a career of photography, actually. And after a few years professionally working, I kept finding myself truly lost in the world of macro photography, and had always enjoyed gemstones and decided maybe I would give that a second look. And that's precisely how I wound up here. My passion for gemstones took me further than I expected. I have put together a little collection of goodies of some of my favorite stones in my collection. Often in my travels, I see something that I can't let anybody else have, so I buy it either for myself or for a future client. And these are some of my favorites here. 3 of these stones are the species of tourmaline. The first one here is kind of a bubblegum pink hand-carved sugar loaf. So this isn't something that you would see very often. It's unusual to see an unfaceted piece of tourmaline. Tourmaline is well known for being a full spectrum color. You can find it in almost any color of the rainbow. This is a really great, I would almost call it like a dagger, deep, rich blue-green piece. And then sometimes tourmaline can be found as an inclusion in other gemstones. And that's what we have here. So what you're seeing here, this is a very common piece of colorless quartz, but what makes it special is that it has tourmaline running through it, black tourmaline running through it as an inclusion. So now it's called tourmalinated quartz. Each piece is unique. Sometimes they're more heavily included, sometimes they're more sparsely included. I picked this guy up thinking he would be a fantastic ring or pendant at some point. And then sapphire, the world of sapphire, I get lost in it. I love color. A lot of gemstones have color, but sapphire in particular is like, it's the rainbow. So the rest of what I have here is actually sapphire. I've got this little guy I picked up. He's just over a carat, I think. He is purple, but has 3 blue distinct zone lines in it, which is something you do see in natural sapphire zoning, and it's echoing the shape of the natural crystal as it grew. So they're growth lines and they're royal blue, and I call him my David Bowie stone. I don't know if anyone will get this. It might have to stay in my personal collection. And then 2 thick boys. One might call them unicorn sapphires. These are unheated. Sapphires are typically heated to clean them up and to clear out the silk that is very traditionally seen in sapphire. So these are unheated, so the silk is still there, and what that does is produces this kind of opalescent, milky effect that actually gives these guys some really cool dimension. And I cannot wait to dive into their little universe again with the macro lens on these. This is a garnet, so this is pyrope garnet. It's unusual to find it this purple. And that too was a stone that I saw and I just knew I had to have. I sat on it for probably a year or 2 before I did anything with it. And put it into one of my instant crush rings. And here is a combo of white diamond, little half moon white diamonds and rose gold with peach sapphire. If you'd like to know more about myself and the process of custom jewelry, or interested in creating your own pieces, I'd love to hear more from you. And Instagram is a great place to check me out and see, you know, the widest array of my custom work there. You can find me at modern.love.jewelry on Insta.
So let's tie a bow on this, and now that I've had time to kind of put this video together thus far, I've reviewed all the photos and the videos, and this is a fantastic lens. And what's amazing is how Panasonic has made such a compact lens, but they didn't cut any corners when it comes to quality and sharpness. Sometimes these like smaller, affordable macro lenses, they aren't as sharp or they don't offer that one-to-one look, so you can't get super close like we did here today. And these sapphires, like, they were really small. It was great that we're able to actually get right up on them and see all that detail. It was pretty awesome. So this easily competes with like the big guns, like the Canon L lenses. The Panasonic shooters, they're gonna love this, and this is a welcomed addition to that lineup. So anyways, thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, leave me a comment down below. I'll get back to you personally. My name's Anthony, and I'll see you in the next one.